Steam API.dll has been declared a virus by clamwin free antivirus scan. It said rustrome/2020 or rustrome 2020 /steam underscore API.dll is Win.Trojan.Ramnit-6374 and it was found. Scan summary is it took X number of minutes or whatever, had an engine involved, blah, blah, infected files. It's a 0.9 megabyte file, or 0.09. It took it 43 seconds to do the scan, and it happened in 2025, January 24th. Okay, let's dismantle it. clamwin is one of many virus scanners. It is one that I can download, and it will find files. Okay, fine. File description, Steam Client API, BuildBot, WinSlave04, Stream, rel client, Win32, WinSlave04. Okay, that's what happens when you hover over it. Valve Corporation, file version 183, date created 2025, January 24th at 5:08 p.m., which was 3 hours ago when I finished doing the re-extraction and rebuilding of this by using the move command in a DOS prompt. I did this because, again, as I complained about in the past, rustrome, even though it's just a packed, like a WinRAR or a zip file, they use an installer that obscures the files so we can't scan them. That should never happen in this world where we're talking about rustrome being a repacked, or you could call it pirated or modded version of Rust from 2013, 2014, or 2015. And by definition, they have to modify it to where it'll play because the game has been taken offline and is not available. So we need to be able to scan these before we run them, not have an installer that we have the Trust Me Bro factor on. Now we're going to go on to vindicating them. Running virustotal GUI file, and this is the hash for the file, that one DLL. It said 4 of the virus scanners said it was a game hack. Duh. 10 said it was malicious, but most of them, 4 of the 10, were just talking about it being a game hack. And that's out of 70 total. 60 said there was no virus. Now, this is where we all have trust issues. So I'm going to be calling out these companies. What's a game hack? Game hack detections in general are for items that are not strictly malicious. Now, let me repeat that in not lawyer speak. It's not malicious. Since they're a violation of the terms of service of the platform, that can give users unauthorized access to a game, platform, or server. The consequences that come with such a violation equal that it is malicious. I'm trying to play a game that the company abandoned. They shut off all the servers for, so people are making their own servers. But because it cuts into a presumption of it cutting into people's money, rich people getting mad, it was declared to be malicious. Now, here's the exact wording they used. I'm bringing up the 3 or 4 here that are being more honest. ESET Node 32 said it was a Win32 GameHack.AJT and potentially unsafe. Okay. Fortinet, which I've never heard of, said it's riskware, but it's just a game hack. Kingsoft said it's Win32 Trojan GameHack.AJT. So AGT here is repeated. And then Anti-AVL said riskware Win32, and again, game hack. Quick Heal said it's a Trojan, and it's like, I don't know, gonorrhea or gonorrhea, number 140, whatever. Deep Instinct said it's just malicious. Silence said it's unsafe. ClamAV said Win.Trojan.Ramnit, number 6374. Now, here's the funny part about this. Almost all of these others, when you look up GameHack or GameHack.AJT, you get a clear explanation. It's not a virus or malicious. It's bad for you because it might cause you to run afoul of terms of service, and you might be punished by a company for running a game hack. It's a game hack. We know that. That kind of comes with it. So that was their excuse for putting it as a positive in a virus scanner like ClamAV. McAfee scanner said it's TI blah blah blah. Okay, when you look up TI 45B blah blah blah, you know what you get? Nothing. My video may be the only thing on the internet that might give you the information of what the hell that meant. Trellix ENS said it's Artemis and then a string of characters. I'm assuming these are short form hash codes or a significant stream in it. But clamAV saying it's Trojan.Ramnit-6374. That's going to get the title for the video. What you're saying is it cuts into profits for multi-billion-dollar companies, not Facepunch, but for Steam. Now, obviously, if you have a Steam, if you're using a Steam API DLL, that means Dynamic Link Library, and it's been infected, holy crap, yeah, you really do need to fix that. But this is not that case. This is a modified version of the Steam API that just makes it to where you're allowed to play the game and it won't immediately exit. You're allowed to use it if you can find a server that's not official. There aren't any official servers anymore. This is a game that's, we can call it cracked, but it's abandoned. And the company, instead of releasing the files and the information on how to completely disconnect it, since they weren't going to provide any more hosting and they weren't going to maintain it anymore, this is abandonware. But they didn't give out the ability for us to keep running it. You can still get an old copy of Doom, run it on your local network, and technically, with hacks that are done later, run old school Doom, which is open source now, and make your own version of a Doom server that works. I don't even know how old the damn game is anymore, but it will work over the internet. You just have to do some modifications, oddly enough, to your operating system, not the game. The game works fine by itself. And it was released because they weren't going to support the old version anymore. And then, if you haven't noticed lately, Legacy of Rust is a new version of the same fucking game. Now, the reason Doom is still popular, and this is the reason it's not just a rant, the reason it's still being altered and made into things and futzed with, and people are finding new ways to mess with it, is because they opened up the source, because they let people make mods, because they let people know how to modify it. Every game I've seen that tries to be closed source just sucks ass eventually. And you can all look at new games being an embarrassment to the gaming industry recently. I'm using Rust Legacy, and all the copies except the 2013 version get the same stamp of disapproval, not because it's a virus, it's not a Trojan, it's not Ramnit, although that might have been a technical name for it, it's a game hack. That's why we use VirusTotal or some other website that'll run various copies for free of basically every virus scanner they can get their hands on to double check it. So let's get our list of shames. ESET Node 32, I am not shaming. They admit that this is a potentially unsafe game hack, but they say it is. Fortinet said it's a game hack. Kingsoft said it's a game hack. And That's cute. Anti-AVL said it was a game hack. QuickHeal did not admit that this is just a game hack. That's all it's detecting is that it's a game hack. Deep Instinct said it's malicious, and Cylance also said it's unsafe. They don't explain themselves. That's poor. clamwin said it's a Trojan named after something that steals your banking details when it isn't fucking true. McAfee not only gave us no real data, its only response is that it had that ID code to it, and when you look up the ID code, you can't find it, except maybe on my video. And Trellix called it Artemis and didn't explain it. We only got 4 honest ones out of the 10 that said it might be a problem. McAfee and Norton and other virus scanners tend to be corporate-based and very friendly to big corporations and rich bastards. I have a problem with that. But I don't see Norton Antivirus showing up here false flagging it. So here's the next one. Again, Rust Rome. All you have to do is put out a simple, extractable zip version. Just do it. Don't even argue with me. Just do it someday, please. Because I went through the trouble of this, and it took me about a half hour to write a script based on the actual installer file it comes with, putting it into literally a DOS batch file, and it worked within 4 seconds and built the game. But again, That's not the subject of the video. But yeah, Rust Rome, stop having the Trust Me Bro installers and let us have an extractable. This does not need an installer. I don't want to hear it. This is the second time I've done this extraction. Just the first time I did it and didn't make any damn notes. But yeah, clamwin, free antivirus, called it a Trojan and some other things, but really it's just a game hack. All of these companies that flagged it in any way, especially one that just says malicious or unsafe and doesn't explain why, or the others that use obscure data that when you look it up you can't find out what the hell they're talking about. All of these programs, all of these virus scanning companies should hang their heads in shame for a false positive. It's a game hack. It's not a virus. Just because some corporation out there might lose a nickel, which in this case, I'm sorry, it's not causing FacePunch to lose any money at all. It really isn't. This should not have been labeled that way. Now, the next thing, if anybody's curious, the reason I run such an old version is that Steam won't run on Windows 7 anymore, and there's no need for it because the game was written when Windows 7 was a very popular install for it. Number one. Number two, the latest version of their program won't let me run it at all anymore because it demands that I upgrade to a newer version of Windows, when again, that's not needed. I'm sorry, it really is not. It isn't. People have been forcing it to work on Windows 7, and I'm going to do that eventually. And I don't like paying for a program that's pissy about my operating system and demands I spend money and hardware doing a new operating system or hardware when it's not needed. So anyway, yeah, this is a false positive. Rust Rome 2020 version that you can currently download, apparently, is free of viruses. And the only thing that got flagged only got flagged because it had a game hack built into it, because that's how they got the dang thing to work without permission from Valve. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. You'll need it.